This is Cutting Down the Nets, December 16th, Thursday. We are coming off a sweaty December 15th, Wednesday slate where we had to get down into the grease to book a W. But hey, we got her done. Howard and Georgetown went down to the wire, and Georgetown ended up winning by 12, so that was not a cover. I didn't bet this game until 5 minutes before tip because I'm a giant fish and a degenerate. I wanted to find a reason to bet it. I know I wanted a better number. I never got the better number, and then I saw a tweet that a starter was out for Georgetown. I'm like, it was a sign. Like, finally, I have validation. I can bet on Howard. I don't regret it though. It's a I don't know. I think it's a spot where you can capture a ceiling on Howard, and knew they were erratic, and we saw that. I think they got up double digits early, gave it all back on a 15-2 run, and then just couldn't hang the rest of the way. But fun game. That was a loss. Abilene Christian. Man, back and forth, cover, no cover in the final minute. Lots of free throws, lots of turnovers. But a win's a win. Sometimes you got to get into the grease and get the greasy cover. All right, here's the chef's kiss, though. Middle Tennessee at plus 11. They lost by 10. This team made 5 free throws, 5 out of 6 from the line. So they attempted 6 free throws and went 3 out of 27 from three-point range and covered. That's just chef's kiss. Like, you can't run any worse and still cover. So that's a handicap I am proud of because, man, you don't cover games like that when you shoot 11% from three-point range and get to the stripe 6 times. So proud of that one. That's fun. Akron at Wright State. Wright State's defense has been an issue. Akron took advantage of it from the gate and booked a win there. I sat out all of the Orange games. Didn't play Portland, Oregon. Didn't play Texas State. Didn't play Wazoo. And didn't play Nebraska, Omaha. Winthrop came in kind of late for me. I wanted it at 3. I didn't get it, and all of a sudden that line was 4.5, and then 5, and it was like, okay, I just crossed it off, like that ain't gonna happen. And then just like the comments said today, is Undertaker gif. Like, all of a sudden, like, oh gosh, now it's 3.5 in play, and I didn't wait for the 3. I took the 3.5. No number would have mattered. Didn't get it done. Let it half, and back and forth game, close game, just didn't happen. Much slower, inefficient game than what I was expecting, and would have factored into my decision there. Ohio came into play. It wasn't on my radar because it was a 5.5 at opener. I had it at 7, so it's like a 1.5 difference, and didn't expect it to free fall. It dropped 3.5. And 3.5 was minus 110. I watched the 3.5 become minus 105, and I'm like, give me the 3, and I'm betting this sucker. And the 3 never came. And those of you that aren't cowards, are mentally strong, took advantage of the 3.5 and booked a bigger day than me. But I'll take a win on a day like that. That was kind of fun. In a week like this, it's finals week. It sucks, man. Like, the games are awful. But, man, you should see the Saturday schedule if you haven't looked at it. Like, it is juicy. Here's some matchups that will be happening on Saturday. Memphis versus Tennessee, Iowa, Utah State, Kentucky, Ohio State, Gonzaga, Texas Tech, North Carolina, UCLA, if that game happens. Even Auburn versus SLU, Houston, Okie State, Ed Cooley against UConn. Baylor, Oregon. Indiana, Notre Dame. TCU, Georgia. Oh, man. It should be fun. So, better days ahead. Let's get through this finals week. And let's look at tomorrow. So for year to date, 204, 147. That's 58.1%. And the last 7 days, by the way, last 7 days would mean Thursday through today, 27 and 16 for a 62.8%. Let's head over to 12-16 here. Not many games on the slate, and you'll see a lot of gray. Since there aren't many games, I'll just show you the full slate. No need to make a pool, but that way, if you're wondering on games that might be closer that aren't on my radar, we can discuss them. Tennessee State, favored by 1. Ken Pom has 1. I have 4.5. These teams have played far different schedules. I don't love Tennessee State's shot selection. They get a little long two jumper heavy, but Charleston Southern has some ball security issues I think Tennessee State could exploit. Either way, I didn't see enough to be concerned about being in on Tennessee State there. So that will be a play. Choose what to do with the line, but I don't expect a whole lot of movement given that Ken Pom is 1 and current market is 1. Next game, College of Charleston. I have by 11 points against Stetson. And nothing stood out in this either. Stetson has not shot the ball well from deep. So I think they could experience some regression, but I like enough of a cushion here. However, I was hoping that this line would be closer to a pick 'em, and we are at 4.5 right now. So I am not in a hurry to bet this. Ken Pom has College of Charleston by 1, so I will be patient with this line. If I had to take a 4.5, I probably would, but I would not make that decision until very close to tip, and hope for some bounce back and a better number possibly tomorrow. Duke, Appalachian State. Numbers favor App State slightly, but not enough value for me. UMBC and Greensboro right on the number. Oral Bob, very close. Jackson State continues their tour of the state of Iowa. They were able to cover the spread against the UNI Panthers. They now go to Des Moines to take on Drake. Drake plays more efficient, faster, and I think just a stronger team. So data likes Jackson State slightly here, not enough for me to play it. Next up would be the bottom of the barrel. This is the ultimate finals week game. Chicago State, the reigning worst team in college basketball, versus Ooey Pooey is probably the easiest way to say it, but it's Indiana University at Purdue University, something like that. So these teams are bottom 350 in most ranking systems. Ooey Pooey is favored by 2.5. Ken Pom has 3. I don't know. I can't touch this game. Maybe I'd touch this game if it was at like 11 a.m. tomorrow, but I think I'll leave this one alone. But it is a short slate if you want to have some fun. UTEP close to the number. Stanford close to the number. Probably going back to the well in Alcorn State here. They go to Tulsa. Look, Alcorn State can give up lots of easy buckets, but this will be a pretty slow game, so I like that, and I like Alcorn's chances of being a little more efficient than they were versus Wichita State. Tulsa can turn you over, just like Wichita State. Alcorn State survived that, but I think the game will be similar to that, just versus far less quality of opponent there. Rice technically would be a play on Incarnate Word. I actually did bet on Incarnate Word a lot last year. Say you're a gambler without saying you're a gambler. So that is what the slate looks like. So my recommendations, you've seen the whole pool. You can do whatever you want. And I think if you have been more aggressive than I have been in the last week, you are making more money than me. I am getting a little mentally weak. But I like College of Charleston minus, I say minus 4.5. I will only bet that if I absolutely have to. I plan on waiting as the Ken Pom number is minus 1. Alcorn State, I am okay with that number, but I think a 14 is possible. I would probably get out of that bet if it was at probably 12 would be my floor there. Um, Certainly anything below 12, I'd be out. But hoping for a 14 there. May take a 13 and a half. Tennessee State is the next one, currently favored by one. Ken Palm has one. Could be movement, never know, but I'm fine with that game. And then if you want to get down into the barrel, there is light at the end of the tunnel, though. Tomorrow's Thursday, and as you saw, that Saturday schedule will be fun. So thanks for tuning in. Best of luck to you, and we made it, man. Booked another win. Let's get one tomorrow, and then let's get to that big slate on Saturday. That'll be a lot of fun. Win or lose, we're back to some quality basketball, which has been few and far between this week. This is Cutting Down the Nets. Thanks for stopping by. Best of luck.